Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the CURT Starter Towing Kit. Now this is going to be a great option if you already have a hitch on your vehicle, or if you've just added a hitch or bought a vehicle that had one installed and you may potentially pull a trailer. This will give you all the things necessary to be able to hook up to that trailer. Now keep in mind, make sure that you are prepped with 4-pull or 7-pull for that lighting function, but as far as towing it down the road, this is going to give you all the things you'll need. The starter kit comes with 2 different ways to attach the ball mount to your hitch receiver, and this is going to be for 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube openings. So first we get a standard pin and clip, but you also get a locking pin and clip with 2 keys, and that's really nice because if you plan on leaving this on the back of your vehicle, or if you have other accessories that you want to keep in place and have a deterrent to keep people from just walking away with your accessories, that included locking pin and clip is a great feature. You'll also get our ball mount, which we have here with the 2-inch ball already pre-torqued. You don't have to worry about torquing this down. And from the box, it comes in a 2-inch drop configuration, which on our Jeep Gladiator today would work out fairly well as long as that coupler is fairly high. Now you can flip this over. You'll have to re-torque that 2-inch ball down, but you can also get a slight rise. But normally with something like this, depending on vehicles, you'll probably see it in this configuration. Now, as far as weight capacities go, this is great for a starter kit because you have a gross trailer weight rating of 7,500 pounds, which is the weight of the trailer plus the accessories loaded on, and then also a tongue weight rating of 750 pounds, which is going to be that downward pressure that's put onto the ball. Now, this is going to be a good weight rating because generally, if you're just a starter tower, you're really not going to be hauling anything much larger than that with a 2-inch hitch. And this covers a good majority of hitch capacities. But it's important to not only check your hitch capacities, but also what the vehicle's rated to tow, and making sure that you're taking the lowest number between the vehicle, your hitch, and all of your towing components to make sure that you're not overloading anything is going to be the ticket to being safe. The ball that's included and pre-torqued is going to be a 2-inch ball, which is a good size for a massive amount of trailers. Really, unless you're doing something super heavy duty, you probably won't see a 2 5/16 ball, but you do have the availability. If you wanted to, you could take this off, and as long as you get a 2 5/16 ball with a 1-inch shank and you torque that down, you'll be able to hook up to those trailers, but keep in mind you're still going to be limited at that 7,500 pounds. And also, if you go to a smaller trailer, maybe a kayak trailer that's 1 7/8 inches, and you go to a smaller ball, the ball rating is more than likely going to be under that 7,500 pounds. So you're going to be limited again to that lowest number. But for the most part, you're going to be able to hook up to a good majority of trailers with this 2-inch ball. Now, even though this is a starter kit, you do want to make sure it's going to work with your specific vehicle. And a few things come into play with that. Especially if you know which trailer you're going to be pulling, the best thing you can do is get that trailer tongue nice and level, measure from the ground to the top of the coupler, and take that measurement and compare it from the top of the receiver tube opening to the ground. And then whatever math you come up with, you may need a drop for that to latch on. So if you have a 2-inch drop or somewhere close to that, this is a great option. But if you have a lower trailer, you may need a larger drop, and vice versa. Now, something that's also important to kind of take into account when choosing a ball mount for your vehicle is the length. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the center of the ball, this one comes in at 7.5 inches. So it works really well for our Gladiator today. I can safely hook up to that trailer coupler. I don't worry that I'm going to hit anything. But if this was a Wrangler and I had a spare tire that kind of hung out, I'd probably want to look for something with a longer shank to extend past that. But this will cover a good majority of vehicles as long as I don't have that spare tire on the back. So let's say that our trailer coupler from the ground to the top of it is going to be 16 inches. Well, that's going to be a little bit too low, and that trailer has the tendency to have a little bit more tongue weight and kind of nose down, and that's not going to make for the best towing experience. You really want it as level as possible. So when we measure on our vehicle today from the top of the receiver tube opening to the ground, we're looking at 20 inches. So if that 16-inch coupler was something I was looking to attach to perfectly, I would get a 4-inch drop, and that's going to account perfectly to get that trailer nice and level. Now, when doing that measurement, you don't have to be exactly on, but the closer you get, the better that trailer is going to sit. It's going to make sure that that tongue weight isn't pressing down or that it's going to be too light, and it's really going to translate to a better towing trailer down the road. What's also nice and a lot of times overlooked is when you're not using your ball mount, it'll come with a hitch receiver plug, and that's going to keep any buildup of rust, corrosion, or any dirt, debris getting stuck in your receiver tube opening. So that way, when you are ready to put that ball mount back in, you can just pull this cap off and it's gonna be nice and clean, allowing for ease of installation of that ball mount. And twofold, also protecting, the inside from that corrosion. It also just looks nice. A lot of receiver tube openings, especially ones that are used quite often, start to look a little bit rough, and you don't want to just take spray paint and put it in there. It's just going to build it up even more. So I really like the fact that when this is in place, it just looks a little bit more put together and a lot cleaner. So overall, this is a great way to get yourself able to hook up to a trailer and tow it down the road. As I mentioned before, if you don't have trailer wiring, it's also a good idea to pick that up so legally you can have those light signals working and it's going to keep you safe. But this is a great way to really cover all your bases. It's a pretty standard size that's going to work with a lot of vehicles, but again, you want to make sure it's going to be perfect for your vehicle. So take those measurements, and if this is something that you decide is right for you, definitely a great option. CURT makes really nice products, and it's nice that they have all the pinion clips included. Now, if you're going to be towing a bunch of different trailers and they may vary in ball size or height, you might want to look at an adjustable ball mount with 2 different balls, something along those lines. So really, there's a lot of different options, but for something out the gate that's going to work with a lot of different vehicles, this is a great kit to get you started. So that was a look at the CURT Starter Towing Kit.